ああ、これ申し訳ないけど僕北海道生まれなんですよ。
めっちゃかっこいい。
でも北海道出身です、この方。
僕北海道生まれなんですよ。Hello everyone, my name is Malachi. I was born and raised in Hokkaido, Japan. I'm a PA announcer for sports teams in Japan.
Can we hear your bilingual sports announcer voice?
Yeah. ファイターズのピッチャーの交代をお知らせします。宮西に代わりまして、池田。
You just totally changed into a different person.
Before the game is all in Japanese. ご来場の皆様にご案内いたします。ただいまより座席開放いたします。座席へ向かう際走らずゆっくりとご移動ください。ただいまより座席開放いたします。
That was amazing.
Because we grew up here and haven't lived anywhere else, going to Australia, going back home, we feel like outsiders, like we feel like tourists.
So Australia doesn't feel like your home.
No.
So you've assimilated, you speak the language, you have a job here, but you're really tall, so how is it being 6'4" in Japan? Like there's things that just don't fit you.
Yeah, that's an easy way to put it. Yeah, this country does not fit me. Clothing here, shoes. I've got size 15 feet. In Japanese, there's a saying, "Derukui utareru," which is
the nail that sticks out gets the hammer.
Yeah, I was a sticking out nail. In primary school, junior high, the mentality they had was, "You're different, so we don't want to be your friend. You're different, so we want to pick on you." It was more mental after they realized they couldn't beat someone twice their size. But you know, my whole family, all my siblings went through the same thing. We were called Americans, and so my older brother, I remember going through really hard patch after the 9/11. I can't see a connection, but he was picked on because being an American after the 9/11. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But
And his parents are Australian.
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
Exactly. We get commented every day of our lives, you know, your Japanese is so good, and you know, you're like, yeah, I was born here, thank you. What is for? 何なんですか？
ああ、いいね。ありがとうございます。
すごい。大丸。
あ、大丸なんですね。北海道出身だからあんまりお土産屋さんに来ない。美味しいです。はい、おすすめです。はい。ありがとうございました。They're gonna be talking about you after we leave. That guy! Do you remember that guy? Oh my gosh! They'll never forget you. He spoke perfect Japanese. You didn't get to be a tourist in Japan, so I gotta help you with the souvenirs.
Hey, got myself some sake glasses. There you go. Oh,
Matcha!
There we go. With the
What do they call that? A swick?
shakkpondate, yeah?
You only know the Japanese word.
I don't know, this had an English name to it.
You are way overpaying for souvenirs in Japan. I found all of these items at souvenir shops for double, triple the cost that I paid on the app TEMU. Download the TEMU app now to get one of these things 90% off.
TEMU, they literally have absolutely everything.
Suitcase. What is it? Oh, so easy. So
A Red Bull
Yeah.
holder. Matcha set. Wow, charging station. Ooh. This is for your hot sake when you drink Japanese rice wine. And we have clothes.
thank you. This is for me.
It's not for you. Hey,
Hey.
I think it looks pretty good. Whoa, so sleek. He's got a jumpsuit. It's lunchbox.
Yay! My lunchbox.
It's a battery charger. This one's got both type C and the other types. We got all of this for just 30,000 yen. Go into the video description and check out the link for TEMU and have basically anything you want delivered right to your door.
Become a new user and get a $100 coupon bundle by using my code.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you?
You want it in Japanese?
Okay, じゃあ、いけそうな話お願いします。日本語で。
高校の時に電車で通学してて、こうやって手すり掴んでます。で、隣に JK、女子高校生が 立ってて、音楽聴きながらでも隣でなんかもぞもぞ動いてるのが見えて、なんか動いてて何してるのかなと思ったらいきなりカシャッって携帯のカメラの音が聞こえて、えっと思って下見たら自分の靴を脱いで僕と同じ向きに180度回転させて隣に並べて靴でかって写真撮ってて、それで、でも音が多分思った以上にでかすぎて、彼女すごい、あ、ごめんなさいみたいな感じで。
写真撮りたかっただけごめんなさい。それは盗撮かな？
いや、そう、靴の盗撮をされたから、さすがにそれは笑ったし、もう十何年前の話だけど、忘れられない面白い話だな。
それやばい。それやばいね。
My junior high school student.
Yes.
Question, please.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from?
ああ。これ申し訳ないけど、僕北海道生まれなんですよ。国籍はオーストラリアなんだけど、生まれ育ちがずっとこの札幌なの。みんなどっから来たんですか？
札幌。
広いしね。僕、北広生まれ。北広島、エスコンフィールドの近くです。そうなんですよ。ごめんね、なんか、期待してた答えじゃなくて。
でも英語喋れる。
So I can speak English as well.
Yes. English.
Do you like English?
No.
No.
できないから。
難しいよね。まあ練習あるのみですよ。たくさん練習してください。
Have a nice day.
You
You
too,
have a
have a
nice
nice day.
Thanks, kids. 頑張って。
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。嬉しい。嬉しい。ハリウッドデビュー。ハリウッドデビュー。
You too, thank you. バイ。俺じゃないね。ごめんね。
Does that happen a lot?
Getting interviewed by junior high kids? Yes, I do get that every so often.
Wow. Are they out here for their school project or
They're
something?
here for a school project, and probably one of them is to talk to a foreigner and understand where they're from. Because 99% of Japan is Japanese, it's natural to think that if you look different, you're not Japanese because, you know, you're less than 1% of the population.
Have you ever had people completely ignore you when you speak to them in Japanese just because of your face?
Yes, I have had that experience.
Where? Restaurants, or where did it happen?
Anywhere.
Everywhere.
Anywhere, everywhere. Walking down the street, you know, shop clerks, restaurant servers, hotel front staff.
And sometimes you just default back to English, right? Like, okay, I just say it in English.
Sometimes that is the easier answer. After a long day, checking into a hotel and they just won't listen to you. It's like, whatever. Yes, I'm from Australia. Hi. You know, it's easier.
Growing up here and being in this environment, it's got to be hard not being able to completely fit in.
After living here for 30 years, you get used to it. You know, it's not easy. I'm never walking down the street. Like I said, you're always going to get pointed out. You're good Japanese, whatever. But my personality, I've learned to have fun with it. There's no point in getting, you know, all tense and stressed about every comment everyone makes at you. And so I just take it as a joke and have fun with it. And like people say, you're Japanese good. I get that all the time, you know. If you've got time, if you look, if that guy looks like a person, looks like an interesting person, a fun person, you play around with it. And I said, really? I didn't notice. You just have fun with it. Yeah.
That's a good attitude. Food truck. Time for a snack. I'm going to get the Frankfurt and then you'll get that. はい、すみません。ちょっと注文していいですか？はい、フランクフルト一つと、はい、一本。
イカの串焼きのマヨ一味。
北海道出身です、この方。
僕、北海道生まれなんですよ。そうなんです。北広生まれなんですよ。顔だけ外国人なんですよ。いや。
お上手。
そうなんですよ。逆に英語を頑張って勉強したんですよ。日本語はもうみんなと同じです。
Does this happen every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Literally, other than the days I don't leave home,
Uh-huh.
this happens every day.
Oh, wow.
Kids walking up to you out of nowhere.
They did.
ありがとうございます。
で、マヨネーズ、
はい。
はい。
一輪もそっち。
はい、ありがとうございます。やった
840円。
はい。青年からお願いします。
上手
いや、日本生まれじゃないですけど、東京に住んでます。はい。
すごい。これは、160円。
はい、ありがとうございます。I need to live up here. This is another level of easy. I could make so many videos. Nobody reacts like that in Tokyo. It's very hard. I don't know if that's a good thing or not for living there, but
The interesting thing is though, with my Instagram and me being the voice of the fighters, the baseball, the local baseball team,
yeah,
which they're at the top of the league right now. They're doing very well.
yeah.
People are recognizing me from that.
Okay.
And so I either get your Japanese is so good or you're the fighters guy.
Yeah.
And so it's one or the other.
Right.
毎日いるんですか？
そうだけ。
あ、今日一日だけなんですか？
ありがとうございます。ちょっと信じられないね。日本語がこんなにうまいんだ。
いただきます。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
He at the end he said ちょっと怖い。
It's scary. He's scared that you're so good at Japanese, like you're a spy or something.
I get that sometimes as well.
Why is it scary?
Because there's just little foreigners that can speak Japanese at this level. So I don't have an accent with my Japanese.
Right.
And so there's no such thing as a foreigner with no accent that can speak Japanese.
Rarely.
I know, especially in Hokkaido.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I get ちょっと怖い. Like, yeah, like, thanks.
Do you have a Japanese passport or do you have a foreign passport?
So in Japan, you can't get a Japanese passport without a Japanese parent unless you change, they call it kika.
Yeah, you naturalize.
You naturalize to Japan. But doing so, you have to get rid of any other passport. Even if I get a Japanese passport, when I walk down the street, I'm always going to be pointed out as the gaijin. I'm always going to be the foreigner. I'll never be able to become fully Japanese in the Japanese people's eyes. So I don't see the necessity to get a Japanese passport. I have Eijuken, which is residency, permanent residency. And so I can work the same as other people. I pay taxes. I can't vote, but it's another story. But yeah, so I don't have a Japanese passport.
So, different question, but you have a very rare job. How did you end up becoming an announcer for baseball games in Japan?
試合終了です。2対0で北海道日本ハムファイターズの勝利です。本日の勝利投手は杉浦でした。
I was on a reality show a couple years ago, right after university. And with that, big dreams, I wanted to move to the big cities. I went to Tokyo to chase a modeling and acting career. But as I said, having size 15 feet, companies just don't have my shoe. And so I had to give up pretty early on in that, fabulous career of modeling because I didn't have any shoes. And I was like, what am I going to do now? And so my first gig I ever, held on mic was actually a professional basketball game. So my manager, he was a MC for a professional basketball team in Sendai. And he stepped down, age or whatever reason. And the team was looking for a new MC. And they're like, can you come back? And he's like, no, I can't, but I've got this guy in my production that, he can give it a shot. And they're like, sure, why not?
How did you learn to do that voice? That must have taken a lot of training.
I've never had any professional training. But I have, you play around with it.
You could just turn it on and off.
Yeah, it took some time to find that register though. But there's a limit of what you can do. For a basketball that seats 5,000 people, because it's more small, I could do more, or more chest voice.
What's the chest voice? What's your scale?
Yeah, I definitely need professional training. But when I do Basketball, it's more, and now the starting lineup. But if you do that at a 30,000 people scale arena, then the mic, because the speakers are so far, it all bounces off everything and it doesn't sound nice. And so for baseball, I have to do a different voice. First runner, 万波に変わりまして、Isobata. At first base, number 50, Nota Isobata. Stuff like that, I guess.
That was amazing. You just totally changed into a different person.
Yeah, I've found my PA announcer voice.
Yeah, that sounds good. You're creating quite a fan base. I'm sure a lot of people have passed by the Malachi. You got a lot of Japanese fans. That's awesome. Well, if people want to follow you, where can they find you on social media?
I do Instagram. I post all my behind the scenes for especially baseball work or voice work. So if you want to follow me, it'll be Big Malachi.
Make sure you go and follow Malachi. Go to his page. He's got a lot of interesting stuff. If you want to see more interviews like this, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. So your plan is to live in Japan, right?
Yeah, well, unless baseball disappears from Japan, I think I've got work. So.
No, I think there's a big demand for baseball. Well, thank you for taking the time to meet with me today, and I really appreciate it. So, let's keep in touch. Hi, ありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。All right, good one. Thank you for making it to the very end of this video. I hope you're enjoying the variety on my channel and all of these interviews. The next one will also be an interview, but if you can't wait until then, here's a playlist of more videos you can watch in the meantime. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you're subscribed.